Hey guys, MJ here from Nitecore Singapore. Today we're going to look at the new P10i, alright? So this follows shortly after the P20i, okay? So this P20i came out first and then came the smaller brother P10i. So we're going to look at differences between P20i, P10i and how it stacks up against other lights like the MH10s and MH12s, which are actually very similar in brightness. All of them are 1800 lumens. Size similar, you know, all of them are tactical grade lights, but how do you choose? What's the difference, right? So what are the 6 reasons that makes this the perfect law enforcement or military light? So when it comes to buying professional duty lights, the problem is that there are many lights that market themselves as tactical lights, right? So as a first time buyer, it's quite impossible to tell the difference. Even within Nitecore, there are lights like the MH10s, you know, MH12s. Okay, these are all tactical grade lights in terms of reliability and brightness. They are waterproof, can take some drops, you know, can blind someone. But it stops there. Okay, so true duty lights go beyond just reliability and brightness. You start to see functions that serve the needs of more elite level types of users. So Nitecore has been making lights for professional operators for years. Okay, so over 15 different international agencies have Nitecore as their standard issue. So they know exactly how their lights are used, the increasing challenges that operators on the ground face, and what's expected of future gear. And that's how the P10i was designed, right, from feedback collected from all of these users. The first key thing that makes it a true duty light is the one-handed rear tail cap controls. Right, here how it looks like. Two buttons here. This is the mode switch and this is the on-off switch. So you press the on-off switch to turn on and off the light, and then the mode switch to change brightness. All of them can be accessed with one thumb like this, okay? Right, and this is because they always need one hand free. Draw on the right hand, then your left hand hold the light, or you know, baton or checking documents, that kind of thing. So left hand or right hand, it also works. There's no space for lights that needs 2 hands to change modes. So for example, the MH10s, right? So this one has a front switch here and no rear tail cap switch, right? It's a front only setup. So how this works, if you want to use it the same way, you got to turn it on, press and hold until you change to the brightness level you want. Then you got your hammer fist grip, right? So let's say you have your weapon drawn like this, and then you want to, let's say, change the brightness. I have to, you know, put everything down, right? Change the brightness to brighter, and then go back. See, I break the rule of one-handed. I have to use 2 hands to change, or I have to break grip to change, right? So even though the MH10s is also 1800 lumens, the way you use it, you know, it's very different. Even with the MH12s, right, so this model here, there is a tail cap switch and there is a front mode button, right? So the way the MH12s works is you turn it on from the back here, right? But if you want to change modes, you have to press the front button here, then change the modes, and then change grip again, back to the top. So you are again breaking grip. But with the P10i, you can keep it at hammer fist grip, either left or right hand, and everything can be accessed from your thumb. So either I can on and off, right? I can change modes, low, medium, high, and from off I can go stroke mode, right? Without breaking grip and then changing, because I always have this hand free to do whatever I need to. You know, you see the difference between, you know, the 3 different lights. Now some ask why hammer fist grip, right? Why this grip? First is, you know, it's superior in many ways. Because it's always at eye level, beside your ear, so your shoulders are always squared in front, so you're ready to face any threat, be it with a firearm or not, right? So you always focus like this, and then, you know, it doesn't affect your draw or, you know, any kind of other hand motions. So when your head turns, right, the beam immediately follows, right? Because it's very easy to track. Some will index with their knuckles, they hold it like this, the knuckles on the side of their head, or some will index this way, thumb distance away like this, both works. If you're using the front grip like this, and then you hear a sound on the right, your head will turn first, then your light will follow. So you see, your light has to travel a wider distance, and that slows down your reaction time. And if someone lunges at you in the dark, the first thing that you're gonna lose is your light, because you're holding it in front. He's gonna reach your light first before he reaches you, right? So with this grip, right, you create striking distance, right? If someone lunges at you, you immediately have your hammer strike. That's why it's called hammer fist grip, right? You have your diagonals down, your horizontal across, and you rip it down to your verticals, and then back at hammer fist again, ready to repeat the sequence. So you see the difference with this versus this. There are many advantages. Okay, so that's why people use hammer fist grip. So if you don't know why, now you know. So number 2 is the stroke ready mode. Now, strobe ready and strobe mode are two different things. The MH12S might have strobe mode, but to access it, you have to press and hold to get it. So for example, if I have it on and if I want to go to strobe mode, I have to break grip, press and hold the mode button until it goes into strobe, then go back here. Again, breaking the rule of the one-handed operation. On the P10i, all you gotta do is press the mode switch here. Once you press it down, it goes into strobe. No twisting or cycling, just from off, press, and bam. Right? So then you might ask, why do I need strobe ready for? As one operator puts it, it draws 100% of attention of anyone you point it at because of how distracting and different it is. So this is not a standard strobe mode, this is randomized strobe. So especially for drivers, right, if you just point at them at turbo, it looks like a high beam. But if you strobe them, it looks different and then they have to look. This is the same for crowd control. In clubs, for example, there are already flashing lights in there, but when you come in with a non-linear strobe light, it shocks them because it's completely different. They have to give you their attention. It's this visual shock that helps you either get their attention or give you that split second to take action. Okay, a great example of taking action is this story from one of our local paramedic. You might have heard me told this story in the P10i video. Right, he was attending to a drunk person. Then this drunk person tried to attack and touch one of the female paramedics. So he took the P10 version 2, the older model. He strobed the guy and then the guy puked and was blinded long enough for another paramedic to pin him down until the police arrived to take over, right? So this is a true story. It's not so much where, they show in those videos where if a guy gets strobed, okay, sorry, no, it doesn't work that way. Right, strobe mode cannot stop someone attacking you, but it will give you a slight split-second advantage to either get away or do whatever you have to do. Okay. So number 3 is always turbo. Now again, it's not like the MH12S where which has mode memory. So if I leave it in, let's say, low mode, right, I turn it off and I turn it on again, it will come on in low mode. Okay. On the P10i, if you leave it in low mode, right, I turn it off and I turn it on again, it will always go back to turbo. Okay, this is a requested feature from elite users because their lights cannot allow accidental activation of a mode you don't want. So for the same reason, there are no SOS or beacon modes on this, because imagine you're under high stress, you mash your light to blind an aggressor, then oh no, low mode, then you get stabbed, right? So this is an exact instance where mode memory will work against you. Okay, there are also other lights with a cycle interface. So for example, the CU6 here, you go from, let's say, high, medium, low, and all kinds of different sequences in a cycle mode. In the elite user circle, this is called stupid UI. So this is an interface where operators will never use. It might work for other professions, but here it doesn't, because imagine if you're using this, you left it in red color mode, and then on a real op, you suddenly need your light to go on, and you pull, then you blast it on red, and then you're, oh shit, right? So on the P10i, there is no way that you can accidentally go into a mode that you don't want. You're always safe because it will always work as you expect it to in any situation, right? Something happened, pull out. As long as you mash it, the 1800 lumens will come out to blind anything in front of you, right? There's no second guessing, no oh no twisting and turning and all that. Alright, so number 4 is silent signaling. In certain night ops, you need radio silence, but still visually identify yourself as friendly before you come into an area. So say I have to signal too short and too long, right? With the P10i, I can silently. With lights like the MH10S, right? You can see the mode button is here, and also the E4K, right? There's only one switch on the side. There's no button on the rear, right? So when you want to signal, let's say too long, too short, I cannot, because to turn it on, I have to hold, and then I need to cycle, press and hold to cycle to the brightness I want. And let's say I want to, I can only do this. I cannot press and hold for a longer mode. It will just change brightness, right? So this is the kind of lights that, although they call themselves tactical, but in a real tactical situation, you cannot achieve what you want to do. Alright, number 5 is the carry options. The P10i comes with this NTH10 quick draw holster. Compared to older nylon pouches like this, right, where if you want to draw the light, you have to peel it. So for example, if I have my P10i like this, I want to draw the light, I have to peel, which makes a lot of noise, then pull out the light, then put it back, right? Then I use it. Then if I want to put it back, I have to peel, and then sort of aim it, put it in, then close it back again. Alright, with a quick draw holster, just grab, pull, on. If you want to put it back, slot, done. Right, you see the difference is even faster. And with the holster, right, there is a hole at the bottom, so you can shoulder mount this, or you know, here, however you want to put this. You can also flip it upside down, have a cone here, and then belt mount it below. It's way more flexible to have a holster like this. You can also add the NTR10 grip ring. So this is how the ring works, okay? Attach it to either one of these 3 slots on the P10i in this way, there. So now I have better retention. It also works with the holster, right? It doesn't interfere anyway when you have it in the NTH10. So you want to draw, just in, out, and then go. The older way of doing retention is by these stretchable lanyards, right? To stop you from losing your light, you know, as you run and humble through obstacles. But when you get into a scuffle, right, the lanyard can be used against you. Right, there was a real life case on how a criminal almost strangled an officer with his own retention cable. Right, so that's why we're leaning towards, you know, these kind of tools for retention instead, versus, you know, a cable that could be used against you. Furthermore, if you have it on your hand and someone tries to snatch it away from you, you see this little notch here. This is meant to break away. So if someone does rip the flashlight away, right, it comes off like this. Whereas other fixed ring attachments, you know, metal or rubber and very hard, and then they're stiff. So if someone twists the light away from your finger, it's gonna break your finger. Then, you know, that's bad. Very intelligent. It was made exclusively, you know, for officers asking for something like this. Give me retention, but you know, in case that someone snatches it away, I wouldn't lose my finger. The last is battery type. Now, the reason why it has 5 times the runtime of the previous P10 V2, right, is because of this 21700 HPI batteries. Okay, now compared to the older 18650 batteries, look at the size of this. Okay, this gives you 30 minutes of runtime. Right, the new one gives you 2 hours 30 minutes. So that's a lot more capacity compared to all other older lights that uses the 18650 battery. You can charge the battery via the built-in USB port here. Right, the cover is very thick. It will stop water from going in, so you don't have to worry about any kind of rain or water or weather. Included USB-C cable in, then the other side to a power bank or laptop or vehicle, it will just charge here. Alright, so this means it's charging. It takes around 4 hours to fully charge the included 4000 mAh battery, which is incredibly fast. Older lights like the i4000R, it takes about 4 to 8 hours to fully charge. If you want to charge it even faster, you can use external chargers like the UMS2, right, or UMS4. These will charge the light as fast as 90 minutes. Okay, so if you're plan on going on really long ops and you want multiple batteries to run it, you know, get a setup like the UMS chargers and you're good to go. Now, if your organization still uses CR123 batteries like these, right, you can run it with the included battery magazine. Okay, so just pop it in like this. Alright, then drop the whole thing into the light. Okay, now do note that this P10i only works with 2 CR123s or the 2150 HPI. Okay, don't try to run it with a 18650 and then you jam it in here and then you try and run the light. It doesn't work. Now you may be comparing it to similar lights like the P10i, right? This one, which was also specifically made for elite operators. The brightness, both 1800 lumens, battery type, both uses the 2170 HPI, you know, both USB-C charging speed exactly the same, right? The only difference is the P20i here has a much larger bezel than the P10i, alright? And the whole part here is a hardened stainless steel with 3 black ceramic glass breaking beads, whereas the P10i is your standard aluminum bezel. This can hit skin and bone without any issue, but if you want to hit things like glass or concrete to help you get through obstacles, it's not as effective. Now, because the bezel is larger on the P20i, right, the beam also goes further, around 50 meters further. You know, they both have holes at the bottom of the holster, so they both work in the holster as well. So depending on, you know, what kind of space or requirements you need, if you want something slim, go for the P10i. If you want something more hardcore and really made for, you know, weapon use, you know, because of the extra 50 meter distance, then go for the P20i. No matter which one you go for, they both are fantastic, right? They use the same technology. So that's it, the 6 key things that add up to make this an unmatched light for law enforcement use. You know, one-handed operation, right? Strobe ready capability, always turbo, right? Silent signaling, quick draw, right? And of course the larger 2170 batteries. There are two versions of the batteries. You can pick for the 4000 mAh version or the 5000 mAh version. 5000 mAh basically gives you an extra 1 hour of runtime. If you've been looking for a real duty light, designed from years of real operator feedback, there's nothing better than the P10i or P20i right now in 2021. Right? Don't put your personal safety in inferior lights that claim to be tactical but it's not. You can see for yourself if your light checks off the 6 key things I mentioned earlier. When it comes to life and death, the gear you use has to perform when you want it to, and exactly the way you expect it to. There is no do-over, so these lights deliver exactly that. These are all in stock now at nitecorelights.com. It's $139 for the P10i, and if you buy online from us today, I'll also throw in 2 of the most useful items for duty officers, right? The latest NDH10 nano fabric waterproof cap, right? This is how it looks like. The patch here, Nitecore on the side. Okay, this is $39, you get it free. Right, next you also get the thumb LEO, right? Another standard issue light for officers because of its red and blue blinker here. Right, it does red and blue, and you have a giant pocket clip to clip it on your uniform or anywhere. Right, white light 40 lumens or UV light for identification, and the head turns this way. Right, so you can clip it onto a cap like this. Right, and you have a makeshift headlamp, however, wherever you want to clip this. Incredibly useful piece of tech. This $49, you also get it free. If you buy everything outside like this, it's $227, but you'll get it now for just $139 with coupon code P10i free, or $159 if you choose the 5000 mAh battery version. Right, you can also go for 3 installment payments of $46 per month, so there's literally no excuse to not take advantage of this kit offer for 2021. They are all in stock now, and if you need to buy in bulk for your organization, just contact me directly and I'll be able to work out a deal for you. Right, as usual, these do sell out fast, so order yours today. Once your order is placed, we'll courier everything to your door within a couple of days. Link to orders in the description below. As usual, this comes with our 60-day money-back guarantee and a fast-free 5-year warranty. So if you buy the whole set and you feel like, hey, I prefer the P20i, just return the whole set to us, then we can just swap it out for the P20i for you. That's it. If you'd like to see more videos like this where we help you choose the best lights for your work or adventure, just subscribe below and I'll see you on the next video. Alright, MJ signing out.